The job market in America is absolutely brutal right now. You have just hundreds of thousands of Americans not able to find a job. And we're talking about people who just graduated from college. And we're also talking about people who's recently gotten laid off by the last huge layoff wave that started by these tech companies. What's going on is these companies think that they can replace human labor with basically AI and other technologies. So they're saying, why hire anyone or why not fire these people and save costs? Well, the end result is that people are having a harder and harder time finding work. Like you're going to see in this video, some people are truly getting desperate and feeling hopeless because they literally follow the path that they were supposed to, just study hard for years, and they're racking up so much debt in student loan debt, and they need to start paying that back, and they need a job really, really quick. Keep watching the video.
By now, we've probably all been visually and auditorily assaulted by James Charles's take when it comes to the job market, whatever. And I have a take on it as a fairly successful content creator, but also as someone who has spent over a decade in the service industry, as well as a couple years in the corporate industry. First of all, I have 1.1 million followers on this account. Views have gone down, but I did eventually hit 1 million followers. And then I have a bit more traction at the moment on Instagram.
Day one of being voluntarily unemployed because life is way too short to not work a job you love. I know people always say don't quit unless you have another job lined up, but how the heck was I supposed to know what I wanted to do? So this week I spent some time writing down things I do and I don't want out of my next job.
This life is so fast-paced, it's so easy to get stuck in the loop of what everyone else is doing because the other options look like failure. Yes, it's scary, no, it's not easy, but it's not meant to be. So today I spent down writing down what my ideal week would look like, but making sure that if I had to repeat this same week for the rest of my life, I would want to be happy and to be making progress towards my dreams and also making money. I also made a list of people I wanted to reach out to on social media as well as LinkedIn, if not for a job, just advice and industry knowledge. Today I'm also laying some groundwork for some side hustles, so the next job I take because I want, not because I feel like I have to.
You are in the job search right now, and at any point this week or weekend, you have said, what am I doing wrong? It has never been this hard to get a job. Here is one thing as a COO and hiring manager that a lot of people are getting wrong that nobody is telling you that you may not even realize you're doing. Hi, my name is Beverly Dines. I'm a chief operating officer who's been scaling operations for over a decade and over 10 industries. Not only have I been unemployed myself, I have literally interviewed thousands of people and have seen many an application. And the one thing I consistently see people in this market getting wrong, and I mean consistently, is that you assume you're the problem. And there's actually a documented psychological reason why this is happening to you. It is called attribution error, specifically self-attribution bias. It is a well-researched phenomenon in organizational psychology that states when we experience repeated failure and we cannot see the external system that is causing it, our brains default to blaming ourselves. We personalize what is actually structural. So you have been tweaking your resume, rewriting your cover letter and your resume 1,000 different times, practicing your answers, maybe doing mock interviews with family and friends, saving every freaking career advice video that you can find, even getting interviews and making it all the way up to 4, 5, 6, 7 rounds. And every time you get rejected, every time they tell you they've gone with a more qualified candidate that you know is BS, every time you've checked your bank account and seen your savings dwindle, you decide that it must be you. Because this bias works on things that you cannot see, let me make the invisible visible to you. Here's what I know as a hiring manager who has done this in over 10 industries. They called you into that room because you are a qualified and incredible candidate. Take a look at that resume that you've been revamping 1,000 times. You did that. That's your expertise, your leadership, your experience. It wouldn't be on there if you hadn't done it. Take a look at your certifications, your education, even your presentations and articles you've done. Reread those and relook at those. They wouldn't be there if you hadn't completed them. You did that. That's the reality. In this market, I need to make it really clear. Every time you face a rejection, I need you to tell yourself this. If a company cannot see my value clearly, that is not a reflection of my worth. That is a reflection of their fit to me, which means that better is on its way to me because I deserve nothing less than the best opportunity aligned to me. Repeat that to yourself every time you think to say, what is wrong with me? Because according to that resume, that LinkedIn, those certifications, that education, that expertise, those years of experience, all the data about this hiring market is telling me that there are a hell of a lot of companies that fumbled you.
I got laid off a few weeks ago, so this is an unemployed day in my life.
My partner just told me that he got laid off too. When it rains, it pours.
Anyways, I was on my way to the ortho when I got the bad news. I was getting my behind the teeth braces adjusted. If anyone's curious, I can definitely make an update. Done with the ortho. Since we found out Wes got laid off too, we both had a free afternoon, so we went to go get coffee. This is one of our favorite Italian sandwich spots. After lunch, we went home to clean up because our landlord was coming over to check out a mouse problem that we've been having. After he ripped out our dishwasher with his switchblade because he's an Italian mob boss, we discovered a hole behind our dishwasher, so we plugged that up. And hopefully they don't come back because mice in a double unemployed household is bad for morale. Afterwards, we went to the gym to climb a bit. Luckily, we paid for a year membership already with a discount. Otherwise, we probably would have canceled it to save money. But exercise and climbing bring us both a lot of joy, so maybe we would keep it. This was my last full day in New York before going to Paris, so Wesley booked us a reservation at one of our favorite restaurants. We're both big burger people, and Cozy Royale just does a good burger. We treated ourselves to a sticky toffee pudding for dessert to make up for kind of a bad day, but I'm so glad that we have each other.
I mean, seriously, it's just absolutely insane how you have the situation going on in the country, supposedly in the strongest economy we had for a while. You literally have people struggling to find work, like en masse, like you've seen so far in this clip. I mean, it's just like people reporting no matter what they do, they've tried everything, applying online for hundreds, not thousands of postings for several months, and they cannot get a job offer. They cannot get one single job offer. I mean, that's just absolutely crazy.
So as we know, I'm currently unemployed. If you don't have anything going on, what do you guys do? Like, I can only go to the gym once, and then, like, my day's over. I gotta, like, find new things to just keep my brain going. You know what I mean? I'm someone that needs to be doing things, like, all the time. So, if you guys are unemployed or you have a lot of free time, what do you do?
This is me finding out I'm laid off via email. Yeah, that's what I woke up to today. I'm honestly still in shock. Gonna process it, take some time. So if I'm not doing my usual stuff, that's why. But this is the 4th time in 2 years that this has happened. And there's only so much people can actually take. And the worst part is I was told I was gonna be okay. Surprise, I'm not. So yeah, I have to sort some things out. And when is this madness honestly going to stop? And I know it's not personal, but companies need to remember that employees are people. We're human beings. We aren't numbers. We aren't IDs. We aren't salaries. We're human beings. And being told one thing and waking up to an email saying another is pretty brutal. Pretty brutal. And I don't know. Do I change industries? Do I use this as an opportunity to, I don't know, move to Portugal on a retirement visa? I don't know. And it's not about the salary. It's about doing something. It's about working. I don't like being idle, and I don't like not being useful. And that, to me, is the worst part of it. And I know I'm very fortunate to be in a position to be able to say that, but I find purpose in being useful. And now I'm not again.
I hate job interviews, because what the fuck you mean, why do I want to work for you, bitch? What you think? You think I'm working here for fun, bitch? Run me my funds. The fuck?
I just got out of a Zoom interview, so ignore my look. But as a post-grad applying to jobs right now on LinkedIn and on, like, whatever, everything is so insane, because why am I seeing jobs that pay $50,000 a year asking for 2 years of experience? First of all, like, yes, I will do that. I'm okay if you pay me $50,000 a year because it's my first job post-grad. I mean, yes, I have internship experience, but no, I don't have 2 years of work experience. If I have 2 years of work experience and a job tries to pay me only $50,000, so I'm like, who is actually doing these jobs? Because you're saying that you need 2 years of experience, so I'm not even applying because you're not going to hire me. But, like, why would somebody with 2 years of experience work somewhere that's only going to pay them $50,000 a year? You could literally make that as a career server or as a career bartender. So why the fuck am I going to go work a 9 to 5 if you're only going to pay me $50,000 a year? It literally does not make sense to me. Like, I don't know if I'm ever gonna find a job. I like actually hate this.
It just absolutely infuriates me. I mean, this is the situation that we're living under when coming across a job is getting to be so hard, and companies just hold so much leverage and they don't appreciate job seekers at all. That's why they be posting these random fake job postings online and tricking people into thinking that these are real. So people are spending all this time and energy applying to them, only do they not realize that these aren't real at all, and a lot of these companies aren't even doing any real hiring. It's just absolutely sickening.
Note to self in my next life, don't ever get a throat piece or hand tats because it's so hard to get a fucking job. I mean, I have a job right now, but I don't love it. I'm looking for other jobs, something more professional. I used to own my own businesses. I have a decade in management experience, a decade in tech experience. There's not a singular tech job in a 50-mile radius of my house, and I cannot land a sales job or a management job to save my life. So it's like, what do I do? Do I have to move somewhere? I live in a really progressive state, so I figured it'd be chill. But if I could go back in time, I definitely want to get these because this sucks.
There has been so much discourse on here lately and just in general about like, should you have another job lined up when you quit your job? And as someone who has quit her job multiple times with no job lined up, I want to talk about it and be completely transparent with you about how it was for me personally. Here's the thing. I would love to stand across the screen from you right now and tell you that like, actually it's fine if you quit your job and like you following your dreams is one of the best things you can do for yourself. I would love to say that, but unfortunately, job instability, job insecurity, and financial instability / insecurity are very, very real things. I'm not making this video to scare anybody into not following their dreams, etc. But there's multiple times where I have quit my job with like some form of financial stability lined up after, but not like a full-time job with a salary. It's very, very, very overwhelming and scary to go into that period of the unknown. For the first 2 weeks, I remember feeling like I was on cloud nine. Like, oh my God, my days are free. I have like a degree of freedom. Again, in my experience, that got very old very quickly. And I know it's often glamorized on what it means to work for yourself. Everybody's case is so different. So for someone or anyone to tell you that like you should just quit your job and follow your dreams, it is ignoring the fact that many people do not have a safety net, financial stability to actually be doing that. And it is not a bad thing that you don't have that financial stability. A lot of people will make you feel like it is, but it's actually not. And also realizing that every single person is different. Like some people genuinely have a lot of bills. Some people pay rent, some people pay a mortgage, some people pay for cars. Like it is not realistic to just up and quit your job on a Friday and live in a state of financial stability for the next 2 years. I feel like there is always this discourse about like, just follow your dreams, go out there, you'll be fine, you'll land on your feet, don't worry about it. And I fear that it does disregard the fact that most people in this world do not have access to that kind of privilege to be able to say, I'm going to quit my job on a Friday and I know everything's going to be fine. Especially as someone who has done the whole quit your job with no job lined up. And it is not as glamorous and freeing as the tales and stories that people come on here and share.
Guys, I graduated with a bachelor's degree almost a year ago now, and I've been applying to jobs since the day that I graduated, and I still haven't found a decent job. Why am I applying to basic entry-level jobs like desk assistant, office assistant, receptionist, and they all need 2 to 3 years of experience? Like, hello, you're telling me with my 4-year private institutional degree, I'm still not qualified to use Word and answer phone calls and send emails? Hello? And then even getting a minimum wage job is hard. Why am I applying to coffee shops, restaurants, retail, and all of them are not hiring? Oh, okay, so then why do you have a hiring sign outside? Make it make sense.
I just quit my job with no backup plan. I feel like everyone tells you not to leave your job, especially my career that I have just worked really hard at, to not leave until you have a backup plan and a job lined up and 3 months worth of savings in your pocket. And I've done none of that because I have no plan, no backup job, barely any savings, just a knowing that staying would be worse and that there's better opportunities out there. So I'm starting over and maybe documenting my unemployment. We'll see. This could be fun or really stupid, so we'll find out. Wish me luck.
The job market is so cooked. We regret to inform you. I think you spelled regret wrong. You meant to say we are ecstatic to inform you. We are enthusiastic with the utmost happiness. We inform you that you're a bum and you'll never get this job.
After finishing this video, I really feel bad about the plight of where the country is heading towards, because I think as AI technologies develop more and more, the situation is going to become more and more widespread when you have so many people just getting laid off from the workplace, or so many young people or entry-level workers, people trying to enter the workforce, not able to find any job because companies just don't want that anymore. Companies are just refusing to hiring people at this time because of, like I said, AI developments, or a lot of times that they basically started downsizing and just using AI as an excuse. But be that as it may, either way, the end result is that there's just not that many available jobs out in the market right now, good paying jobs anymore. And you still have more and more people applying every year to these jobs. So you're having a crowding effect of just people fighting, hundreds of people fighting for the same job. And it's just absolutely crazy and sad. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments. Thank you.